Can you talk with me today?
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Tell me what you got to say.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
You're so informative and fun.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Yeah, you're the one.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
You're the voice of reason.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Indescribable yet pleasing.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
What's the scoop today in your battle for truth, justice, and the American way? Home health and politics. Conspiracy theories or karate kicks. Intelligent discussions on the issues of the day. But tell them not to call unless they got something to say.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
What's the word for now?
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Can you tell me how?
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Will our team win? I guess it depends on what shape they're in. Home health or politics, conspiracy theories or cement bricks, intelligent discussions on the issues of the day. Tell them not to call unless they got something to say.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Man, you're really cool.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
You ain't nobody's fool.
Hello, Uncle
You live by the golden rule. When there's a fiery discussion, you supply the fuel.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Man, you're really hip.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
You don't take no lip.
Hello, Uncle Henry.
Man, you got it under control. If there's one thing you got, it's a lot of soul.
Come ride a little train going down the track at the junction. Woo, woo! Very cool junction. There's old Uncle Joe moving kind of slow at the junction. Woo, woo! Very cool junction. I will.
Is WNTM. From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
We have some slowing on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10. It's an 8-minute drive. Getting word of an accident in the left lane north on I-65 approaching Cottage Hill Road. And from I-10 to 165, it's a 5-minute delay. On Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 49-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Paquet.
This report is sponsored by Point Broadband.
In our community, connection matters. Switch to Point Broadband today to get 1 gig fiber internet for just $49 a month, plus a $250 gift card and a 2-year price lock. Fast, reliable, unlimited data, all on a stronger, smarter 100% fiber network. Point Broadband, better than ever.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Uncle Henry, if you want a good preventative for the flu, I could give it to you. I don't know if you'll take it. Just on Saturday and Sunday, get you about 4 or 5 glasses of orange juice and mix it with this elixir called Captain Morgan. And it works, man. I tell you what, I hadn't had the flu in years, and every Saturday and every Sunday I drink about 5 to 8 glasses of Captain Morgan and orange juice, and I believe it saved my life. Of course, I feel terrible when I wake up. But it's worth it, baby.
Message deleted.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I appreciate it very, very much. I really do. I'm still at a point in my life where I do enjoy the paycheck. The paycheck helps me accomplish many of my goals. And I have lofty goals, like uninterrupted electric service. So thank you for being a listener to the Uncle Henry Show. Now, if you'd like to join in on the show, if you would like to actually produce the show, you can, just by calling in, 251-479-2723. That is the telephone number to reach the Uncle Henry Show and get on the radio, as long as you're not pornographic or nasty. 251-479-2723 or 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's Uncle Henry at iheartmedia.com. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Certainly had incredible, beautiful weather for our weekend. So much going on. And there usually is on the Gulf Coast. Even when we get tired of doing stuff, you may have noticed this. When we get tired of doing stuff, people come from up north to come down here and do stuff when we're tired. Have you noticed this? Still cold in some parts of the country, so we get all tired out after Mardi Gras, but there's a whole bunch of people coming down here. They're willing to do things when we're not willing to do things. So glad to have y'all. If you're here doing stuff, keeping that economy going. Now let's see. Plenty to talk about, of course. Plenty to get to on the Uncle Henry Show. Before I get into any topics or news items, things like that, I want to start off with a voicemail that came into the Uncle Henry Show today. This voicemail was delivered about an hour ago. So let's listen together. This is considered fresh if you're judging the staleness or moldiness of voicemail messages. This one is rather fresh.
Uncle, I have something I'd like to read for you, share with you and the listener and the observer. It comes from John chapter 13 and verse 34. It's Jesus talking. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another.
All right, 68-year-old Chris, thank you very much. A message that many of us need more. Well, we all need the message. Some people need it more than others. But thank you. I appreciate it very much. In fact, if you want to phone in more of those, 68-year-old Chris, give me a Loxley Bible verse of the day or something, whatever. Or you, the listener, if you've got some other verse that you would like to deliver to the people. The voicemail number is 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show. And I find it comforting when the listener is phoning in with Bible verses. Let me do a quick instant replay.
John chapter 13 and verse 34. It's Jesus talking. A new command.
It's Jesus talking. I like that. I like the narration here. This could be, maybe I could get 68-year-old Chris to actually just record the entire Bible for me. You know, and I'm sure in the age of AI, eventually, when it comes to audiobooks, you might be able to pay a fee and then have the celebrity of your choice's voice using artificial intelligence read your audiobook to you. So you could, maybe there's a way I could get artificial intelligence to have 68-year-old Chris read the Bible to me. Wouldn't that be wonderful? What, is there some celebrity of the past that you'd like to hear deliver the Bible to you? I think a John Wayne Charlton Heston Bible. Wouldn't that be great? If we could get AI, I'm trying to think of a good use of AI other than taking our jobs and constantly polluting the minds of our young. If we could have like John Wayne and Charlton Heston tag teaming on the Bible, trading verses and stuff, trading chapters and stuff, wouldn't that be a magnificent way to hear the word and take it into yourself? All right, I'm sorry, back to the Bible verse. I promise I'll get to other things. Just one more time.
John chapter 13 and verse 34. It's Jesus talking. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another.
All right. 68-year-old Chris, thank you very much. And I will, of course, have that in the archives for future deployment on the Uncle Henry Show. Speaking of deployment, praying for the families of American service people that lost their lives over the weekend. I have not been able to pay close attention to the news today because of many other duties here, so I don't know what new things we've learned about the attack on Iran. But praying for all of the families of that have lost a loved one in all of this, and also praying for everyone that is not only in our armed services, but also that is a family member of the people in our armed services. I've been very blessed that I've got a loved one that is serving in the Navy, and they're in Japan now. But last year they were over there on the aircraft carrier, stationed there in the Middle East, having the Houthi rebels shooting at them and stuff. So I say that so I know what the feeling of having somebody that you love very much being in the line of fire and in the line of duty. So praying that there is a very rapid end to all of this. We've been told that this will not be like the previous adventures with Iraq and Afghanistan and many other countries. And I pray that that is the truth. I pray that it is not like a third term of George W. Bush. So hoping for a quick completion to whatever this mission is going to be, so we can get our folks back out of harm's way. Back with more Uncle Henry Show after the break.
We have some slowing on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10. It's an 8-minute drive. Getting word of an accident in the left lane north on I-65 approaching Cottage Hill Road. And from I-10 to 165, it's a 5-minute delay. On Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 49-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Paquet.
This report is sponsored by Text Now.
Other wireless carriers tell you when to pay.
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. Just a second here. I'm lining up bumper music. It's been a hectic but blessed Monday. Hectic but blessed. Let me see. What was I looking for? And it's gone now. Oh, there we go. All right, let me take a look on YouTube and see who we got, if anyone. Let's see. Well, I'll find you eventually. I'll learn how to get to YouTube eventually. There we are. And we've got a small number of people looking in on a Monday. Thank you for looking in. KP of shirtbutter.com. Hey, congratulations to KP on having the exciting Walmart delivery. In fact, I don't want to get into your personal business, but I'm using speculatory knowledge to think that you're maybe a member of that Walmart Plus or whatever it is, where you also get to watch Paramount Plus. Congratulations. Let me know what's good on there. Pat Nelly, hello to you. Thank you, Pat Nelly, helping out that Uncle Henry Show last week with that very pertinent voicemail. Thank you, Pat. Richard Harvey looking in on the show. Sharon of Fairhope, hello to you. Bama Big Man. Chuck, thank you, Chuck, for bringing your maturity. The chat room needs more maturity and common sense like Chuck brings. Young Ben Griffin, one of the youngest, almost like an infant, watching the show. Let's see, who else? Larry Morting, the Love Freak 69. Thank you for looking in. JD going to see Shenandoah Thursday night. I'm looking forward. I hope that you'll give us a review after you see Shenandoah. All right, going back on the radio here in about 90 seconds. I do have a caller waiting. Let me see. What can I tell you about? Today was a very hectic Monday, and I didn't even look at the weird news. I was having trouble having time to look at real news. All right, back on in about 1 minute. Oh. Let's see. KFDX. I haven't seen this. You probably have. Wichita Falls, Texas. The anchorman on the news said there was no rain in the forecast. The weatherman said, no, I just said that rain is on the way. Then the anchorman said, stop trying to correct people and do your job. And the weatherman said, I just don't know why you don't listen to me. And the anchorman said, because you're boring. So I've got to look this up. KFDX in Wichita, the anchorman and the weatherman having a spat. No physical, just sniping at each other on the air. All right. I'm glad I'm going to have to find this and look it up.
Blindster.com.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. News headlines coming your way in 10 minutes. Here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Cliff, you are live on the radio.
Uncle Henry, two things I want to say. When I was in Japan and Afghanistan, you'll get the real news. You got the Democrats over here protesting, but in the other countries, they praise them. Donald Trump.
Okay.
Not just Iran. Other countries around are praising him for what he's doing.
Okay.
It's kind of sad that we have a party that will protest everything bad, but it's really good. But they'd rather protest abortions, castrating children, Iranian, Somalian crooks, illegal gang members. They'd rather protect them and protest for them. But when the country is doing something good, this guy, the reason that Donald Trump bombed over in Africa because they had to kill so many Christians. He told them to keep their hands off of them. In this case, the Ayatollah killed 35 plus the 2,000 or 3,000 he had already killed of the people that were standing up for their rights. They're pretty much innocent people. But the Democrat Party do not go for helping anybody but what the devil like, Uncle Henry.
Only what the devil likes. So if I want to know what the next hot issue is for the Democrats to protest on behalf of, I just need to look at a list of stuff the devil likes.
Yeah, because you'll look at this in a minute. They already done started talking about, well, they should have left the guy alone. This guy is a mass murderer. He just did this 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But they saying he had rights. You're messing with their civil rights. I'm like, what the? You know, they have no issues about not setting people free. Only illegals, the black and the new Democrat illegal voters, they want them free. They want the Somalians that stole billions of dollars. They want them free to continue. They want abortion to continue. It's sad.
Well, but Cliff, it feels very familiar, doesn't it? It feels like it's going to be with us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, but it still amazes me how these people can get away with lying and doing all this stuff. It still amazes me right now that you still got all these terminally ignorant Democrat voters and black people that are still out here pushing the idea that the Democrat Party likes people. They do not. They want power. Yeah, bless the again.
Cliff, thank you for your phone call. Every time I tell Cliff to have a blessed day, he says he's too blessed to be stressed. So, Cliff, I'm glad that you're too blessed to be stressed. Thank you for blessing me and the Uncle Henry Show with your phone call. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. In his phone call, Cliff mentioned ignorant people, and he listed some folks. But Cliff, I know you've noticed that there are a lot of folks that can live in what is like a different reality than yours. And as the years go by, you will do fine, and they seem to be doing fine, and may end up living their entire lives with a completely different take on basic reality. They've lived in a different reality. And yet we're still on the planet waving at each other. Again, 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Yeah, Cliff, one more thing. The people that are living in the different reality, do you think that they're talking amongst themselves about me and you wondering how we're able to survive off in our own reality? Hello, caller. Hello. Hello, hello. All right, I have a caller here. Let me try again. Hello, caller.
Breaker.
There you are, Jimmy the Economist. Yeah. You are live on the radio, Jimmy the Economist.
How you do? You do all right?
I do all right. Do you do all right?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting done with work, but I was listening to a little bit of Cliff. I had a couple of responses. It pays to be a Democrat. It pays well. He says they're on the side of the devil, and I think maybe in many instances they are, especially in this cases up in Somalia. I mean, northern Somalia up in Minneapolis is what I mean. But pays well. I mean, shame on them, but look at Nancy Pelosi and Omar and all these people. They had nothing before they went to Congress. So they get themselves paid well, and they get their voters paid well. And that's all people care about anymore is money, unfortunately.
Well, that is, and money is, we should always look to money as motive one. Whenever we're trying to figure out why somebody's doing something, always start there.
Oh, well, you give money to people to buy them off, and you spend more than you take in, like the federal government is. Eventually, it's not enough, right?
Right.
Inflation. You keep spending more than what you're doling out. What you're doling out ain't enough to keep them happy and to keep
right.
Perpetuating. And that's where we've come. But with the Democrats, hey, it's not just D's. There's plenty of R's being bought off by our tax dollars too. It's not just one party.
Oh, I agree with that.
I was going to leave you with is it's Iran. I know somebody who fled in '79. I've known him for 20 years, and he got mad at me the first time I said Iran. Iran. It's not that difficult. Iran. 10-4. Iran. Not Iran.
Okay.
Iran. They don't even use Ran. Ran is not a word. Iran. Iran. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. That was very educational. All of us want to be right. We want to say it Iran. We do. We don't want to. If there are Iranians listening, we don't want to offend the Iranians by mispronouncing the name of their land. Back in the early, I guess it was the late 70s, early 80s, I knew a Iranian waiter. He always said it's Persia. He says, I'm from Persia.
And we have congestion developing on Highway 31 from Highway 59 to Spanish Fort. It's a 16-minute drive. Also on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10, an 8-minute drive. At the Bankhead Tunnel east on 98, it's a 3-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Point Broadband.
In our community, connection matters. Switch to Point Broadband today to get 1 gig fiber internet for just $49 a month.
The news headlines are approaching. After this little bit of commerce there.
You see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. An update in the search for the missing Chalk family. A judge has ruled the kidnapping case against Hector Gamaliel Argueta Guerra will head to a grand jury. During a court hearing today, investigators revealed a chilling piece of evidence confirming blood found inside the family's home belongs to 17-year-old Narika Chalk. The suspect, who was pleaded not guilty, was initially identified by a false name when he was arrested. Prosecutors are now moving to amend the kidnapping charges to reflect his true identity. NAS Pensacola reopened its main gate after a security incident shut down the base this morning. Security forces responding to the incident just before 9, prompting the closure of gates at both the main installation and the Corey Station Annex. While the main gate is now open, the base remains closed to public visitation. Officials say they are cooperating with local law enforcement on the investigation, but have not said what caused the lockdown. In Escambia County, Alabama, deputies are searching for suspects who shot a man in the head from a bridge. It happened Sunday at the McGowan Bridge on Highway 29. Investigators say someone inside a car fired numerous shots off the bridge into the water, hitting a man who was on a sandbar below. We're told the victim is expected to make a full recovery. If you have any information about this shooting, call the Escambia County, Alabama Sheriff's Office. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. 6 American service members are dead, 5 injured after U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran in Operation Epic Fury. After briefing congressional leaders in the White House's decision, Secretary of State Marco Rubio tells reporters Iran was building up its defenses to safeguard its nuclear program, saying the objectives are clear.
To destroy their ballistic missile capability and make sure they can't rebuild it, and make sure that they can't hide behind that to have a nuclear program.
Here's part of what Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said on the Senate floor today about it.
Donald Trump has just launched America into a full-scale conflict against one of our most fervent adversaries without a plan, without an end game, and without authorization for Congress or even a debate in full view of the American people.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune defending the action, saying Iran rejected President Trump's attempts to negotiate, opting instead to continue to be a national security threat. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Uncle Henry here. Uncle Henry here with you on YouTube. Thank you for looking in on YouTube. Going to be back on the radio here in just a few minutes. Let me take a look and see if there are still YouTubers. Let's see. Jimmy the Economist. I don't think he's on something, but I don't really know that. I don't think I'm even using speculatory knowledge. I'm just wishful thinking knowledge. Let me see. What can I tell you about while waiting to go back on the radio? There is a new dating trend that doesn't, I don't believe this. I'll tell you, I'm telling you something I don't believe. There's a new dating trend being reported all over the media today. It was in USA Today. It's called Alpine Divorce. And what an Alpine Divorce is when a man takes a woman hiking or out into the wilderness for some wilderness type of activity and then breaks up with them and leaves them in the wilderness. They're calling it Alpine Divorce. And women, there are numerous women that have jumped on social media to claim that it is real, that men will break up with women now by saying, let's go for a hike. And then they hike a mile into the woods and say, I'm breaking up with you, goodbye. Then they go off in some other direction. Does that sound real as a trend? No. Let's hope not.
Genuinely take pleasure in watching these horrible people suffer. I shouldn't take pleasure in that, but I do enjoy it.
Weeknights at 7 on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710 WNTM. You can also hear me on 95 KSJ Monday through Friday. 95 KSJ, today's hottest country, tomorrow at 11:15. I'll have your chance to win tickets to Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean's going to be at the Wharf Saturday, August 29th. Your chance to win Jason Aldean tickets tomorrow at 11:15 on 95 KSJ. That is FM radio. Now, if you like Jason Aldean, you can also go to newsradio710.com. We have your chance to win Jason Aldean tickets at our website, newsradio710.com. And if you're listening right now on the iHeartRadio app, you can tap where it says contests, and that will take you right where you need to go to enter for the Jason Aldean tickets. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm a combat veteran, okay, that saw a lot of action. And to have casualties is normal in warfare. And to take out somebody and a country that has a long record of hating Israel and hating America and wanting to destroy us is certainly worthwhile goal. And you've just got to expect casualties because it's worth it. And the other thing that bothers me tremendously is not bearing false witness. And as far as I can tell, the Democrats are lying like crazy. Oil was supposed to go to over 100 today, as they were screaming and hollering. And it didn't do it. It didn't even come anywhere near it. And these people up there just lying. And then we saw them with our own eyes. not stand up when Trump asked them, are you going to support the American people? And the very large majority never stood up. And the folks that absolutely hate us were in there jabbering and cheering. So we got to know who our enemies are. And I think it's very apparent who our enemies are at this time. And they live right here in the United States of America, and a lot of them are in our government. And so I've gotten that off my chest.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Me too. I tell you, I've never been so disappointed in a group of people in my life than I am at what's called the Democratic Party. So thank you, and I appreciate the ability to let you know how I feel the normal American should feel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your phone call today to the Uncle Henry Show. You know, I'm at a point, and caller, I'm coming right to you here, but as I heard the caller talking about his strong negative feelings toward Congress, you may have interpreted that as well. I interpreted it as I was listening. I was interpreting some strong negative feeling toward the Congress. Not the whole Congress, certain members of the Congress. But it just, the older I get, the more I wonder, has Congress always been as sleazy and corrupt as it is now, and I just never realized it? Is it, I guess the way I should phrase it is, are they more sleazy and corrupt now than ever before? Or have they always been that way and I was just too naive to figure it out? I just wonder if that's what I'm wondering these days as I watch, and it's not just the people that are sitting down, the people that are standing up so they can pretend. I'm madder at them. Hello, caller.
Uncle Henry, how are you?
John, you are live on the radio.
Yes, sir. A couple things about Iran. You're right, they are Persians.
Yes.
But one interesting little fact, and they're not Arabs. They're different. In the 70s, they were very westernized.
Yes.
But if you translate Iran from Farsi, which is their language, into English, it means Aryan, which back then had a little bit different meaning.
Yes.
But that's kind of fascinating. But what my point was, these mass shootings, the way the media covers them is so despicable. They never have they never know what they look like or what gender they are unless they're a white male. And
Right.
they'll just make that up.
Right.
And then from there, probably a MAGA supporter, probably a Christian, and just come to these ridiculous conclusions that don't end up being true. Most of the mass shootings here lately have been transgenders and radical Muslims. That's just the facts. And they don't want to report on that because it doesn't meet their agenda.
Right.
And the guy in Austin who killed 3 people and shot 14 at some college bar, he clearly had a shirt that said property.
Yes, property, and your phone broke up.
terrorism.
Your phone broke up. The man had a sweatshirt that said "Property of Allah" on it. Now, John, I was telling my wife about the story, and she did a double take, and she said, "Are you sure he really had that? He was wearing a shirt that said that?" And I said, "Yeah." So you can even have
The
your
media is going to
yes, the media is going to defend, and they're going to act like they don't know what his shirt said.
Right. Now, if it was a rebel flag or Make America Great Again or I Support Jesus or anything, there's just such a double standard. And, the shootings, at least here in the last 2 years, are either Muslims or transgenders. That's just the facts. So, and there's no hate crimes when that happens. So it's very inconsistent and disappointing. But thanks for letting me call in. I hope you have a nice afternoon, sir.
Hey, John, thank you. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you calling in and bringing that up. And the whole transgender shooter thing, you don't hear it talked about a lot, but if you just look back over the last 18 months or so and count them up, it looks very much like a trend. Very much like a trend. And speaking of news, you know, John was complaining about the news and how they present certain stories. Just like with Congress, I keep wondering as I get deeper into older age, is the media just has the media just become horrible nonstop propaganda? Or has it always been that way, and I was just too young and naive to figure it out for myself, and I'm just now realizing it? These are the things I ponder when I'm doing my pondering. That's another part of growing older, is there is more pondering. And I ponder, has Congress always been this bad? Has the media always been this bad? I'm beginning to think probably so. Because human nature, it just doesn't change. It doesn't. No matter how much we try to teach each other to follow that the golden rule that 68-year-old Chris read to us at the beginning of the show. Human nature remains the same. And unfortunately, with the bright side, there's also the dark. There's more to come. There's more Uncle Henry's show as we move forward. But I'm going to take a time out for traffic, for weather, and from words from the magnificent sponsors. Back after the break here on News Radio 710, the Uncle Henry Show.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
We have congestion developing on Highway 31 from Highway 59 to Spanish Fort. It's a 16-minute drive. Also on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10, an 8-minute drive. At the Bankhead Tunnel east on 98, it's a 3-minute drive.
All right. That could be a job I could transition into, the traffic timer, the guy that times the traffic. Or let's see. To the YouTube viewers. Thank you for looking. Everybody thinks the callers are partaking. You know, there's somebody, I've known people that have called this show over the years that people listening thought that they were on something, and it turns out that they'd had some back surgery. And yes, they were, because they'd had back surgery. So just don't always assume alcohol. There's a wide variety of things that somebody could be on for legitimate reasons, like having part of your spine cut out. All right, let me see. What can I tell you about while waiting to go back on the radio? We're in the commercial break. I'll be back on the radio here in about 3.5 minutes. Let's say Travis Meyer in Minneapolis ordered a hydration vest for outdoor activities on Amazon. Now, the delivery came, the hydration vest delivery came to his house. When it arrived, it felt a little heavier than he expected. So he checked all the pockets in his hydration vest and found a holstered, loaded handgun. Ruger LCP 380. He called 911. The police came and took the gun, the holster, and it also had other stuff. the guy that got the gun, the free gun, he contacted Amazon's customer service, and all they did was send him a gift card and a promise to follow up. And 2 weeks later, they finally got back in touch with him and said that the gun was probably from another customer's return. So somebody bought a gun, returned it, and their return ended up getting put in somebody's pocket? Anyway, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? But anyway, some guy got him a gun, and he called the police. I wonder what Uncle Henry Show listeners would do if they ordered the hydration vest and it came with a new gun in the pocket. Now let's see. A Florida woman got a ticket for holding her phone while she was driving. The problem is, and the deputy said that he saw her smartphone in her right hand as she was driving down the road. The issue with this is the woman that got the ticket for driving while talking on her cell phone in her right hand does not have a right hand or arm. That will get you in the weird news. If you write a ticket for something like that, that'll get in the weird news.
Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710, WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710, WNTM's Uncle Henry Show. It is 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. And then there's more Uncle Henry Show after the news break. Now, this past Friday, I think it was, I had a voicemail on the Uncle Henry Show from longtime caller Buford about his efforts to trap raccoons and coyotes. He's trapped, I think he said to us, something like 22 raccoons in the last 18 months. He lives off DIP in the Dog River area. And Buford says he's trapped 22 raccoons. And I think in his last voicemail, he was talking about how he was using rotisserie chicken bones and stuff, trying to get he wanted to trap what he called a bodacious large coyote that keeps coming in his yard. Well, anyway, I've got an update. Here is a quick update on the trapping of the coyote and or raccoons.
Andrew, this here's Buford. Andrew, giving you an update on these coyotes. Keep coming in my yard and trying to eat my wife, little girl's cat. No, haven't lost my cats yet.
Good.
To the coyote. I think a neighbor's lost a chicken or two, but Henry, these here coyotes are wily.
Now, is this true? Are coyotes really wily? Because, I don't know, is that a myth from the cartoon, or is this real?
Not having too much success in getting them to step on my traps, but Henry, as luck would have it, I had to take a training class for my job. And there's a feller in that class from Alberta who was a professional trapper on the side.
All right, so there's an Albertan, someone from the beautiful Alberta community that has trapping advice.
got some magnificent advice on trapping coyotes from him. So I'm going to start implementing some of his tips on how I can be a little more successful trapping these ginormous, vicious coyotes that come into my yard almost a couple times a week. In Henry, there's no woods around my house. None. And I don't have that big of a ginormous yard. Henry, my yard is like a half acre, 3/4 of an acre, if that.
All right.
Not big at all. But my neighbor has been unsuccessful in trapping these coyotes on this side of the fence as well, although he did accidentally trap his dog. Don't worry. It's just a foothold trap. It did not damage the dog at all. His dog is okay. He's got,
good.
His words, he's got a big old lovable dumb lab. And didn't have that trap set out more than 5 minutes. And that dog come over there and just stepped on top of it. But he's all right. None the worse for the wear. He said he probably had a little bruise on his big toe, but I didn't know dogs had big toes. Anyway, the war on the varmints, Buford household continues. I'll keep you updated.
All right, well, thank you. Yes, please keep me updated. I especially want to know whatever tips you can share from the professional trapper, somebody trapping on the side. So whatever works, whenever you successfully trap, please let us know what tips the man from Alberta has shared with you. I think it's wonderful that you can get somebody from Alberta coming to Mobile County to help share their knowledge. And I hope that whatever they need in Alberta, that we can get them the same type of advice, whatever advice they might need from a Mobile County person over there in Alberta. Maybe give them advice on how to pump your gas while still staying completely alert and looking all around you to make sure that you're safe as you're pumping your gas. I'm sure there's a lot of things we could teach the people of Alberta. All right, just about out of time here in this hour of Uncle Henry Show. Going to be back on with more after the news at 6 o'clock. A reminder that this show available, previous episodes of the Uncle Henry Show available as podcasts. You can find them on the iHeartRadio app. Just look for Uncle Henry Show, include the word show. When you find the show, set a preset for it, and you'll be able to listen to any of the episodes that you choose to listen to of the Uncle Henry Show. And also you can use the app as a radio. In fact, just enter a zip code in the app. You can scan the radio dial wherever that zip code is. Find out what the talk shows are talking about in Chumuckla, Florida, or any other fun zip code. All right, back after the news as the Uncle Henry Show continues.
Fox on Tech. Instagram wants parents to have more tools to help teens on the platform. Meta, the Mark Zuckerberg company behind Instagram, this week is unveiling a new tool for parents to intervene with their teens on the platform who may be needing mental help. The new features available through the Family Center will automatically...
YouTube viewers, thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow at the regular time. Have a pleasant evening, a pleasant tomorrow.
Trolls on Instagram as quick of a heads up as possible that their teenager could be in distress and in need of proper mental health care. The notifications can be sent within the app through Meta's messaging service called WhatsApp or through regular text messaging and emails. Those notices will also direct parents to resources to help them broach the subject with their kids or to find their kids more immediate help. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
Hey, Uncle Henry here with two people who know a thing or two about financial stability. Meet John McNeil and Virginia O'Brien with Mobile Bay Financial Solutions.
Hi, I'm John. In today's unpredictable economy, staying informed is essential.
And I'm Virginia. We will help you make smart decisions, even when the market feels uncertain.
Our strategies evolve with inflation, market shifts, and policy changes, so you don't have to worry. From retirement planning to legacy planning, we offer more than investment advice.
We help you manage emotional discussions with clarity and confidence. Let's talk about your goals and where we can help. Call us today at 251-666-5000. That's 666-5000.
Mobile Bay Financial Solutions, navigating what's next together.
Advisory services offered through Mobile Bay Financial Services, LLC, an Alabama-registered investment advisor. We can offer investment advice in states where we are registered, exempt, or excluded from registration. The material contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice, securities, insurance, or other investment products.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Every year, International Women's Day falls on March 8th, and iHeartRadio is proud to celebrate the women who shape music, drive change, and influence culture. Find playlists, podcasts, and of course, Women's History Month radio. Open the free iHeart app, search Women's History Month, and listen now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
News Radio 710 WNTM AM and WMXC HD3, Mobile.